Welcome back to another Wrestle Capsule, and if you're new here, welcome, glad to have you. Today we're going to be talking about Monday Night Raw, so let's get right into it, okay? So apparently Becky Lynch is now the man of the people, her going out into the crowd, making everyone get all riled up. I'm telling you, Bobby and Zachary, their whole lives were made last night. This Becky Lynch is on a high. She just came back from injury and she was a part of the women's War Games match on Saturday, and she was able to get a win for Team Bianca, pinning Damage Control for the 1, 2, 3, and she's feeling good. She's feeling empowered, and of course Bayley is feeling a certain type of way, feeling unappreciated as the role model. Sis, you is not nobody's role model no more. The booze the booze, like oh my gosh, if Becky is over with the fans, Bayley is under with the fans. I love the dynamic between these two of the 4 horsewomen going at it, kindling this feud between these two. You got Bayley in the ring spatting off at the mouth. You got Becky being rowdy, not giving no F's, feeling herself in the crowd with the fans behind her. So the whole fight, the whole thing with Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Io Sky coming out of nowhere, Bayley in it, Becky, they all brawling, a 3-on-1 from the crowd into the concourse, going and messing up the merch stand, throwing shirts and stuffed animals and everything. Didn't Becky at one point smash Dakota Kai with a chain? I was laughing so hard. That match between Rhea Ripley versus Mia Yim was so good. And I even liked the way it was interrupted and it ended up being a DQ, Rhea and Mia. Now, I will say this, it did start off a little slow. There were some awkward spots, but as time went on and as the match went on, it just got better and better. That DDT that Mia Yim did was chef's kiss. Like I said before, it was dope how it ended up being a DQ. Just we're gonna see this another time. Show enough. I told you guys in my Survivor Series War Games episode. By the way, if you haven't watched it, what are you doing? Watch it. I'm gonna link it up here. Like I said in that episode, I had a feeling that this feud between Judgment Day and the OC was not over. Now, it's not. And then AJ was like, we're gonna end this tonight. And then after, in the end, Rhea pinning Mia Yim and Judgment Day winning, is it over? I can't see it possibly being over even after the Judgment Day winning, because it just don't sit right with me. There's like I said before, there's so much more they can do with this. I will say this, I absolutely hate seeing Dominic do the 3 amigos. I hate it with a passion, to the point where I'm just stop calling it the 3 amigos. Stop with the shit. Stop with the 3 amigos. It's not the 3 amigos. At this point, it's the 3 enemies. They don't want to be near each other. None of them. And he goes so slow with it, and it's just too much. And it's not for dramatic effect. It is not. It's just, I just don't like the way he does it. Judgment Day just can't keep winning. Can't keep winning. There's got to be some sort of resolutions. I need to see this. The tag team match between Alpha Academy versus Street Profits. It's so good to see the Street Profits back. I feel like this match was all about putting the Street Profits back on the map. But, of course, Alpha Academy, they were able to shine. As annoying as they are good. What was funny was when I think Montez Ford had Chad Gable in some sort of hold, and he was talking trash and laughing hysterically. You know how Ford is. He shot out. He's so extra. I love it though. He's such an entertainer. And speaking of entertaining, the Street Profits, they are so good with controlling the crowd. And that double dive. Oh my gosh, that double dive that Street Profits did to Alpha Academy was crazy. That was crazy. Tez's super duper frog splash. That frog splash at the end of the match was so big. It's so crazy that he flipped over and then pinned. Dang, man, I'm telling you, dude always gets air. Air for days. But yeah, in the end, Street Profits won. They needed that win. I'm glad that they're back. Seth freaking Rollins is so rude. Like, Austin Theory, he's the new United States champion. He out here got his new necklace on, got his green army jacket on, got his belt. He feeling himself coming out. Like, the crowd is so, not only is Seth freaking Rollins rude, but the crowd is also rude too. But I love it because Austin's talking all this smack with his promo, and I think he was like, who looks stupid now? And then you hear the crowd, you do. Oh, you gotta love Virginia. Seth freaking Rollins came out and he said, congratulations. And Austin Theory knew what was coming next. And then you could hear him under his breath because the camera was that close. You better not say it. But you congratulations, kid. Boil underneath the skin a way to get underneath his skin and get him all riled up and make him act irrational in the circumstance, because he ain't no kid no more. You know Seth was gonna pull that because he coming for that belt back. He coming for that championship. Seth is not playing games. And if you guys are liking this episode so far, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I've looked at my analytics and I see some of y'all be watching my videos and y'all ain't subscribed. What are you doing? Subscribe. Like I said before, guys, I cover WWE content, I cover AEW content, weekly shows, premium live events, pay-per-views, all of that. So, go ahead. You know you want to. Back into the episode. Man, this anything goes match between The Miz and Dexter Lumis was a long time coming. I've been waiting for this match forever, to the point where I'm just like, I legit forgot about the match. Like, I really did. And they kept putting it off and playing with us. The crowd wasn't into it. I wasn't into it. Like, I felt like this was dragged on for too long. Like, the interest that we had, like the times where Dexter Lumis was coming out of nowhere during the Miz's matches, like, that was dope. But as time went on, it just became more and more like, okay, we want the match already. We're bored. Like, this is team too much. So that sucked. The good thing about this match was just mainly Dexter Lumis, because that whole thing he does when he crawls, like he crawls in the ring, like this man's legs work perfectly fine. And I know this is his gimmick, is what his thing is. Like, I like Dexter, I really do. He's weird, he's very unorthodox, like he's very intriguing. And then on the other side, you have Miz, and I like Miz, okay? I like him. It's just sometimes I hate the way he wrestles. He's so careful. Sometimes he's a little too careful. I can see it. I can readily see it, and it's cringy. So I'm glad that Dexter won. This Dakota Kai and Candice LeRae match, it was a solid match. One of my absolute favorite moves that Dakota Kai does is that scorpion kick. That scorpion kick, like, I feel like that's one of the best scorpion kicks I've seen her do. And I'm telling you, her moves are so much more sounder. Like, ever since that match, I'm telling you, y'all, ever since that match back, the first time they won the belts, the Women's Tag Team Championship belts, and they were going against Asuka and Alexa Bliss. This is when they were going to lose the belts to them. That match, and then moving forward, I've seen so much improvement in Dakota and Io. Like, no one's perfect, but I've just seen them go up. They've been on an incline since then, and this match is no exception for Dakota. It was a very solid match. And then Candice LeRae's freaking suplex she did on Dakota was dope. Candice LeRae was able to pin for the 1, 2, 3 and win the match, with Candice LeRae coming back and winning. That's dope that she scored a win. But now I'm wondering what is going to happen with Dakota Kai and Io Sky, for that matter. It's one thing for Team Bayley to lose at Survivor Series War Games against Team Bianca. That was a 10 woman match, 5-on-5. I get it. I get it. And I know there are people saying that, and I was talking about this before in my Survivor Series episode, that people were saying that Team Bayley losing made the women's tag team champions look weak. And I've already told you about what I think. So I stick with that. But then in a singles match, Dakota Kai versus Candice LeRae. Candice LeRae wins clean. This looks way worse. I'm sorry, to me, this looks way worse. And I don't know what's going on with the women's tag team champions. I don't know if they're going to use the excuse of how brutal the War Games match was on Saturday, or if, they're going to use the excuse of, at the beginning of the Monday Night Raw, we had a brawl with Becky Lynch. So we a little freaked up right now. Dakota Kai, she came out to her match feeling the brunt of the brawl that she had prior that same day. So I get that. So I'm wondering where they're going to go with Damage Control. Honestly, I was expecting things to be different for Damage Control after they regained the women's tag team championship. Especially after them showing that different side of them. Finally, that match was one of their best matches. Damage Control, Io Sky and Dakota Kai. One of their best matches on the main roster. Them versus Asuka and Alexa Bliss. Io looks better. Dakota looks better. So I was expecting them to start, going crazy, similar to what the Riot Squad did when they first got onto the main roster. I love how they came in on SmackDown. So I don't know. At this point, it just feels like Io Sky and Dakota Kai are just wearing jewelry around their waist. That's it. It's frustrating, honestly, because like I said before, I know what they're capable of, but I'm not seeing it. And I don't know what angle they're going with them losing repeatedly again and again and again. What's the angle? Is this going to be that catalyst to set something off in Dakota and Io? Is this going to take them losing repeatedly in order for them to snap? What happened to the Damage Control? What happened to having control? What happened to them being dominant? What happened to them running Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown? What happened to that? I want to know. Something needs to happen, and it needs to happen soon. You guys let me know in the comments what you think, because I'm not feeling this. When Jay lost to KO after getting that stunner and then being pinned for the 1-2-3 by KO, I liked it a lot. Even after Jay was freaking up KO, kept fighting after being kicked. Jay kicked the shiznit out of KO and then rammed him, threw him into the turnbuckle. Owens fight was definitely applicable with this. These two know each other so well, and there were definitely near falls on both sides, but at one point of the match, KO kept getting pinned and KO kept kicking out. KO winning this was important for Kevin Owens to win, because this was Jay Uso's comeuppance. I feel like it's going to be Kevin Owens who's going to really be the one to wedge and start the breaking down of the bloodline. Well, more specifically, Sami and the rest of the bloodline, because Sami's in it at this point. He ain't no honorary Uso no more. He's too Uso to be honorary at this point. But yeah, I feel like it's going to be Kevin who's going to, be the death of Sami and the bloodline. And I hate to say it, but I really do believe it. There's gonna be something that's gonna happen. I don't know what. I might be totally off. So guys, let me know what you thought about Monday Night Raw. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps my channel grow. Thank you guys so much for watching. Signing off. Bye.